Today we're going to talk about something a little different but equally important for all of you sago palm lovers. We're going to discuss a common issue that the Cycas revolutas can get, which is trunk rotting. This particular sago palm was planted in a very bad location under a deciduous tree and at a very low spot in the yard. It was like this when we got the house. So for years it got covered by leaves and got too much water every time it rained. It was not in healthy conditions. We gave it a good trim. You can see here how the next front layer was coming up. And fuzzy stuff. It's not exactly a flower, but it's still not showing the new leaves. Here you can see how the texture of the trunk was pretty, looking kind of sad because it was bald, but the next fronds were coming up. And at that point, I had not checked the sides on all sides. I just removed the pops, and I was not aware that something was happening. It was a new plant to me in this new yard. And as my husband was starting to shave the sides, all of a sudden, disaster struck. First, let's understand what sago palm trunk rotting is. It is a condition that affects the health and appearance of your sago palm. It's usually caused by overwatering or poor drainage, which leads to the growth of harmful fungi. These fungi can cause the trunk to rot, which invites other pests to move in, and that can definitely be devastating for your plant. There's no way we could have saved this one. It had been years in the making. Now, how do you know if your sago palm is suffering from trunk rot? The most common signs include a soft, mushy trunk, yellowing or wilting of the fronts, a general decline in the plant's health. If you notice these symptoms, it's time to take action if it is not already too late. We tried to save the crown, which is where the new layer of fronds was located. Like I said, this was a new palm for me, so I was not keeping a close eye like I like doing. And by the time we removed the yellow fronds, which I thought it was only due to the nasty winter, well, no, it was not just the winter, it was general bad health. And this is what happened. But see, over here, you can see how the center is completely rotted. There's no way to save this, and it's a very sad thing because this palm tree was pretty much probably 10 years old, maybe a little older. But this is what you can do to save your sago palm. First, if it is in a pot, remove the plants from its pot and inspect the roots. If you see any black or mushy roots, trim them off. Then let the plant dry out for a few days. This will help you kill off any remaining fungi. If you have it in a planter, repot it in fresh, well-draining soil, making sure to choose a pot with a good drainage hole to prevent water logging. If you are in a zone where you can plant your Cycas sago palm on the ground, make sure that you have it in a sunny location, far from tree debris if possible, and don't let sprinklers hit it directly. Check every season for changes in the looks of the fronds, and remember to give it some vitamins in spring. At this point, we were checking what was savable out of the plant. I still had hopes. And if you see, after it got rotting inside, the roly-polies got in. Look at them. If you see anything moving in there, is the roly-polies, the pill bugs, which wouldn't bother a healthy plant, but this one was already in decline. So yeah, they ate it all from the inside.
For cover, just dump over turn it upside down.
See, right there. There were several different types of bugs living inside, nesting, and pretty much eating the sago palm from the inside. We decided, that's the center, and you can see how it is all completely empty and hollow. We decided to cut the crown in chunks, just leave it with the very top of the crown of the fronds, the baby fronds.
Here?
Yeah. It was difficult. Let me just say it. And it is super spiky, so we had to handle it with a towel to protect our hands. And after that, my husband started to just remove the remainings of the sago palm tree trunk to remove it and get rid of it. There was nothing else we could do. We were pretty sad. We don't like getting rid of plants. But see, this one had several spots of rot. Probably between the rain and the direct sprinkler and bad weather, everything just didn't give it a chance. This one in particular. The other sago palms are also in bad spots, but not as terrible as this one, which was also in a very low location. And here it is in the bin to go and get tossed. And we ended up having a hole in the ground, which we filled up. We gathered more sand and more dirt. And since it had been rotting and it was not a good location, we simply decided not to put any other sago palm in there at all and let the area rest to have all those pests move away or just, disappear. And we decided to flatten the area and get some grass seed for the moment. Later on, I'm thinking of putting a little area to sit, but that's ahead in the projects because there's so many other things to do first. But at least we wanted this area flat, and we wanted a little bit of greenery that will have some roots to hold on to the sand, pretty much, basically. We picked something that works in sun and shade, because this spot is just not the best of spots. There's my husband, stomping and stomping to make it all flat and pretty. I would love to hear your comments. And after the area was filled up and flattened, we decided to plant and grow a cat. Here is the new element in our garden. See how pretty? Check my description box for links to products that I use and watch more videos on sago palms right here.